We're looking at a worksheet called Protect Sheet in our Chapter 2 file. It's over 700 rows of HR type data, and multiple people have access to this file. But I'm in charge, and I don't want others to make changes where there shouldn't be changes. Column E has formulas. I'll double click on cell E2. We see a formula there. Now, if data has to be adjusted in column D, the hire date, I do want the formula to do its job and do it correctly. But I don't want somebody typing here. Imagine where someone's looking at a sheet of paper and says, this hire date should have been 2015. So I'll just type a 4 here because that's what it will be if this is 2015. Can I type a 4 here right now? I can. And what am I about to do? To wipe out the formula. I'm not going to do that. I'll press escape. I don't want anybody altering data in column E. I want to allow changes in column D. I certainly don't want them changing the compensation, the salary amounts in column G. And for job rating, I don't even think I want them to see this. So let's start off with a fact that seems out of the blue. Every cell in an Excel worksheet is locked. If you right-click any cell and go to Format Cells, you might have to click the Protection tab if it's not selected. Locked is the choice here. Now, if this is black or if it's blank, we've got a potential problem. We want all the worksheet cells ultimately, except for the ones in columns E and G and H. We want them to be unlocked. Note down here, without reading all this, locking cells has no effect until you protect the worksheet. That's where we're headed. So right now, all these cells are locked. Let's unlock everything. Click in the upper left corner. That selects the entire worksheet. We'll right-click within the worksheet anywhere and go to Format Cells. And on the Protection tab here, let's uncheck the box for locked. Make sure that's not looking gray. I want it to be white. All cells are not locked, and we even get some warnings about that in column E. We won't worry about that. But we do want to lock column E, and we want to lock column G. So with the Control key, I'll click that. We're going to hide column H. We'll get to that momentarily. But these are both selected. We'll right-click, go to Format Cells, Locked. Click OK. Now remember, it still will not have an effect until we protect the worksheet. Let's hide column H. As others see this, it will look just the way we see it right now. But let's go to the Review tab and protect the sheet. Prevent unwanted changes from others. Now, there's a huge list here of potential items that can be checked. I think it's a good idea to leave most of them unchecked. We don't want people to be sorting the data, moving columns left and right, or anything like that. At a minimum, we must allow them to select the unlocked cells and make the editing changes that are necessary. We might or might not want to select locked cells. For the moment, I'll leave it locked. We provide a password. Click OK. We repeat it. Click OK. So it's now in this state. Imagine another user here is about to change this to be 2015 and thinks, well, okay, this is going to be a 4 to the right. I'll just hit the arrow key. Can we make a change here? Can I type a 4? No, it's protected. Can't do that. Can I change this to 2015? Sure can. And of course, this reacts. This is my friend Nate. I'm going to change his salary to be $56,000. Oops, I start to type. Can't do that at all. Also, I see that there's a hidden column. I'm going to drag across here. I guess I can't unhide. I wonder what's there. I can't do any of these things. Well, when it's back in the hands of the creator, unprotect sheet. You got to know the password. Now, of course, the other person wouldn't know that. And we're back to this state. And now we can make those changes as necessary. Bring back the hidden data here if we wish. There's unhide and so on. Now, if we revisit this, for example, if we hide this column again, go back to Protect Sheet, password idea too. Let's not allow them to select the locked cells. What's going to be the difference here? It's perhaps even more restrictive in the sense that I can't even click here. I'm trying to click in column E. If I go to D2 and press right arrow, it leaps right over it. What happens if I press right arrow now? it leaps over here. So we can't even click in the cells that have been locked. So that's one more step. Not necessarily better than what we just showed you earlier, where you could click and you start to type and you get a warning. But I think you can see overall, this is a technique that has some strength to it. And no one else can get into this unless he or she knows the password. We're protecting a sheet or, of course, later unprotecting it. And it's only the current worksheet within the workbook.